comfortable with having a partition. Others are also comfortable with open space. Both of them are valid. Oftentimes their position on that may be a combination of two things. One, related things. One is infallible, not fallible ijtihad of human beings in detail, which is not binding. But fuqaha also are influenced by the environment in which they live. So most often it is actually something that came up by tradition, and in the mind of many people that tradition was promoted to be above the Quran and what the Prophet ﷺ have done. So we're not getting into that, but simply saying it's a matter of fallible ijtihad, and we're not bound by one opinion or the other, because it is jaiz, it's possible. It's not haram, it might be less valid, but it is also acceptable, especially if you give a level of comfort to all of those people who want to use this masjid. Then I come to the final point. How can that be applied to our situation here and now as a Muslim community? And here is something that nobody can claim, least my humble self, to say this is the solution. But we can speak about at least some parameters that should be kept in mind. One is that whenever there is any conflict between sound sunnah or a text of the Quran, then, and when we differ as Muslims, for example, on any issue, not this, in any issue, we have to relate it back to Allah and His Messenger. In the translation of the ayah that was quoted in Arabic earlier, it is not befitting for a believing man or believing woman when Allah and His Messenger, mean the Quran and sound sunnah, has determined a matter, that they should have any choice therein. So, in that sense, one has to stand ground and say, radiya man radiya wa kariha man karih, that sunnah, following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, is definitely preferable. But on the other hand, we said earlier that this afdaliyya, or this preferability of following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, should keep in mind another objective in mind, also, that's the unity of Muslims and encouragement of people with differing attitudes or thinking or cultural practices they used to, also to feel they are welcome in the masjid. And I'm not aware of anyone who said it conclusively, that we must impose a partition on all women. That's overbearing. It's not only contrary to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, but it is tyrannical to say, I'm convinced of this, I feel it's better, I feel comfortable this way, I don't care about the comfort of others. Nor did I hear anyone, and if anyone has wrong information, please correct it now. Nor do I know anyone, or sister, for example, sisters, who favor an open space, ever said that this should be imposed on all women. There should be no even space for those who want privacy. So let us begin with this understanding. At least to my knowledge, this has never been an argument. But that leads to a final question then. That is, how exactly that space is to be designed. We cannot everybody give fatwa in this. There are practical and technical considerations. So the commitment is there from day one. And inshallah will be honored that there will be some private space for sisters who prefer to have activities there, or even pray there. I know that some fuqaha might have even reservation because the tasal al-sufuf, the lines may not be, but that's fine. They should be respected, their desire should be respected, irrespective of what other opinions say. But then there are considerations, might include the height of the ceiling, the view of the masjid. There may be also the fact that the floor might be concrete and there are tubes, and it might be either extremely expensive or impractical, for example, to say in that particular place you must have the private space. There are places in the design, more than one possibility, more than technique. And for that matter, shura must be applied, and I prefer the word shura than democracy. There's a big difference also. There might be some similarity. Shura is correct because it has to be within the bounds of Sharia with the objective also of pleasing Allah and uniting everybody together. The building committee is holding a meeting tonight, inshallah, at 6:30. If everything is finished before Isha, fine. If not, we can have Isha and then inshallah continue this discussion to try and determine this matter and maybe other matters of interest to the community. And I urge everyone, brother or sister, who has a view for or against within the commitment of accommodating all sides to show up. But to fail to come, and whenever meetings are held, very few people show up. To fail to come and then complain or start making statements here and there, papers flying, emails flying, that's not the right way to be. Come courageously, express your opinion, inshallah. There will be room for everyone to give their views, and inshallah I'm hopeful with this rational, quiet, sincere approach, caring about one another, accommodating one another, inshallah there will be no problem at all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and help us deal in all issues the way that